The initial portion of the back squat begins with the hand placement and the foot placement. You notice here in the still that the hands are comfortably in a pronated position, the bar is placed over the upper trap, and the feet are shoulder width apart. In the downward movement phase of the squat, the athlete wants to maintain a flat back. You want to keep your elbows high and your chest up and out. The first movement should be hips back, as if you're going to sit on a toilet or sit on a chair. The athlete wants to keep in mind that as they flex the hips and flex the knees, the weight should be equally distributed between their right and left leg. Also, in the downward phase, the athlete wants to make sure to keep the weight distributed back. You want to have the sensation of your heels driving through the ground. This is a good coaching cue to help the athletes understand that the heels should not come off the platform in the downward or upward phase of the squat. If this is happening, our weight distribution is not where it needs to be. Typically we get too much hip flexion, or the weight, our lower back is bending too much and it's causing us to lean forward too much. So typically we'll see that. We'll tell the athletes to sit back, keep their back straight, and keep their heels on the ground, drive the weight through their heels so that the force is distributed through the platform correctly. Once the athlete has achieved a parallel or below parallel positioning with the hips, they can begin the upward phase. Shown here is a below parallel squat, also called a deep squat or a full squat. A lot of times coaches will use this technique as a way to train through the full range of motion of the hips, especially if they feel like the athlete is going to be performing in this manner on the field or on the court or on the track. This allows to train in the range of motion that the athlete will be using in their performance. In the upward phase of the back squat, the athlete wants to extend the knees and the hips at an equal rate to maintain good body posture. The athlete wants to keep the head tilted up slightly, keep the back flat, and again drive through the heels, not allowing the heels to come up off the ground. The conclusion of the back squat should see the knees and the hips fully extended, the back completely erect, and the athlete back to the starting position. And from here, the athlete can either go down into multiple reps, or they can step forward and rack the weight and be completed. So here's the full squat from beginning to end. Should the coach want a parallel squat, the athlete would just stop with the knees and hips parallel to the floor in the downward phase.